Welcome, welcome! It's Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy bringing you another Star Citizen video. And I thought today we would take a moment to talk about the future of Star Citizen. We're going to start with patch 3.17.2, and maybe the next video we'll talk about beyond that, because there's a lot beyond that. A lot. Well, what Star Citizen look like in a year from now? Who knows? But let's go ahead and get into 3.17.2. Now, if you guys did not know how to go and look at the stuff from the web page, I'm on the main web page here. You could go to development. You can also go to roadmap, and then it's going to pull up the Star Citizen roadmap, what all the progress tracker is. And I mean, the progress tracker is good because it's going to take you through a lot of different stuff that the different teams are working on. And you can break it down even further into individual things like the Javelin Destroyer, or here you have the Legionnaire that they're working on. The Banu Merchantman's still seeing a lot of work. It's way off, so like March of next year, the Banu Merchantman will be done. So it still has a little ways to go, but you can see different ships. The Mule's been worked on, miscellaneous support. Are there any? Yeah, several unannounced ships in here. This one's unannounced. This one just got finished. So yeah, a lot of ships being worked on in the future. Different things being worked on. You can go in and check out those individual things. I want to do a more broad overview because I could go through that, and that would be quite a long video. Guys, let me know in the comments if you want to see that video. I'll be glad to break down the progress tracker more for you. It's just going to be a lot, so I didn't want to go into it as of yet. But let's talk about 3.17.2 and what we have for that. So, I mean, a lot of the stuff in 3.17's already been released. But there are a lot of things that 3.17.2 are bringing that we don't already have in the game. Like the colonialism outposts. So we'll be able to see different outpost locations throughout Stanton with like a colonial type theme. So people living on the frontier, they'll have different missions and loot and hostiles that you can encounter at those different derelict outposts. Then there are going to be a couple more space stations that we're going to get to see at the different Lagrange points in the system as well. So Microtech and ArcCorp specifically will have some Lagrange points. So like it'll be Mike L2 or 3 or 4 or whatever it is that we can see. Then we also have the derelict Reclaimer settlement, which is a point of interest. Notice it's just a Reclaimer settlement. It's not multiple Reclaimers around the system, though I imagine you could probably find a few derelict Reclaimers throughout the system. This is a proof of concept that they will use for other settlements in the future, like the Javelin Destroyer on Daymar. Who knows, maybe it'll become a settlement as well. I know it's supposed to have some interesting stuff for it in the upcoming patch. Maybe like an outlaw encounter or something. Space station clinics, they're going to vary these a little bit more than what they are right now. Usually the way they do it, they put them in and then they start varying them up a little bit and make them look a little bit different. But we already have that and the Lorville Hospital. Something else they've committed to is AI dropships and reinforcements. So you will be in the middle of a mission, maybe at the said Reclaimer settlement or one of the outposts, the colonial outposts, and you'll encounter bad guys. And guess what? Those bad guys will call in reinforcements. So a dropship full of more bad guys will show up to start wreaking havoc on you. So you may have to be weary of that. Think Jumptown, only with AI. It's supposed to be much better. The AI navigation's already been worked on and put in, I believe, so they'll be able to fly better over terrain. Coffee shop vendor's been released. That's kind of boring, right? Then they've also committed to the missions at the derelict Reclaimers. Variety of handcrafted narrative unique missions that have been created for the new derelict Reclaimer wreck sites. So you'll go there to get the missions and they'll send you out to different places. And then a really big one, which I kind of wanted to save for last, but it's okay. It's right here. The Siege of Orison. This is going to be a huge, huge event that pits you versus the AI and maybe some PCs if they decide they just want to take you out. But it'll be you versus Ninetales, or you're an org versus Ninetales. There are like 4 platforms that you've got to go to. Each platform has some different obstacles, different things you're going to have to do to progress to the next one. So yeah, the Siege of Orison is going to be huge. It's going to be a lot of fun. I know the TexasSpaceNavy will be taking that one on together, and we're going to have a blast doing it. We've already been working up all the different ways to take that mission on in the PTU. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to participate in a lot of that. Most of my org already has, thank goodness. So it'll be a lot of fun when we hit the ground running on that. Next thing you have is the illegal delivery missions. I know I've had somebody in my org, and then there's also been some content creators out there start to do some of these illegal delivery missions in the PTU. So you'll be able to build your reputation with criminal factions by doing some deliveries for them, you know, like human food bars or something. The release, we already have selling items to shops, ship-to-ship refueling, which I have not done a video on. I need to do that. And then we also have mining gadgets that are released. I have not used those. Mining's not in the best state right now, I don't think. A lot of my normal miners in the org haven't been doing much of it this patch. Then you have the Drake Mule, which has been released. I haven't really done much of a video on it either. RSI Scorpius released. Hull A has already been released. And Rivers has been released. Now, something else, if you might have caught it, and actually let me go to the RSI main page and see if we can see this down here. So here you have what they're talking about, the devs are talking about. They have their latest posts and stuff. I want you to look at this one. So some of you may have noticed we have increased the server cap today. We are going to continue our experiments with different server populations and would like to get some of your thoughts. We will start now with the release of a patch at 100 players and slowly lower it back down. Sorry, have a cat in my lap. Specifically, we're curious about what performance or server related issues seem to worsen, which issues are consistent regardless of 50 or greater server populations, what scenarios you tested in that showed the worst behavior, what scenarios did not seem to be impacted at all, and they're kind of looking forward for people to tell them more about how that feels. So in 3.17.2, they have made some tweaks to the game. They've definitely optimized a few more things and made it possible where they can have larger server caps. We may end up with double the server size going into 3.17.2. What do you guys think of that? That sounds awesome to me. I mean, to me that is awesome. That's fantastic. I can't wait to start experiencing those bigger servers. And say there's another one here talking about bigger server size with that new patch. They've already streamed it back down to 80, so I imagine they will go down to 60 and then down further from there today. So if you're participating with it with 3.17.2 today, you may get to experience some of those larger servers, and of course as they go further and further down. So guys, what do you think of 3.17.2? Are you actually looking forward to this patch? Or are you kind of like, I don't know? I gotta be honest. I've been, I don't know about 3.17 in general. That's why you haven't seen as many videos. I mean, I've been super busy with work. But if there was something for me to show you, something I was really gung-ho about showing you guys, I would probably forced some sort of time, you know, for me to get out there and show you something. It's just not been an overwhelmingly exciting patch at all. I'd say that. I'm actually excited for 3.17.2, but more so because it sets up 3.18. And what are we getting in 3.18 is the first part of server meshing, we hope. So, or the first part, the more completed version of server meshing, maybe. We'll have to wait and see how that all turns out, and I'll save that for a different video. But guys, I appreciate you tuning in and watching the video. You know, it really means a lot. Thank you for all you who hit the like button and the subscribe button and leave comments. All that helps the channel out tremendously. I do want to get this channel back up and growing again. So thank you all to all the dedicated viewers. I really do appreciate it. With that said, I'm Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy, and I'll see you out in the verse.